Good morning, Maranatha. I hope you've been enjoying these Proverbs of Day that we've been doing throughout the daily devotion. I just want to share a quick proverb that I have come across in the last few weeks that I've really been thinking about. We all know in Proverbs 3 when it talks about trusting in the Lord with all your heart and to lean not on your own understanding. But if you keep going, Solomon continues to explain the importance of these Proverbs and the importance of following this wisdom. But in verse 24, it's very interesting. Chapter 3, verse 24, he's explaining the importance of these Proverbs. And he says, if you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet. Your sleep will be sweet. I just wanted to ask the question to whoever's listening to this today, when was the last time you really slept and you felt like that was a sweet sleep? Or in maybe our terms, you would say a good night's rest. When was the last time you really had a good night's rest? I think for me, sometimes when I go to bed, I can really tell how my life has been going or even how that day has gone by the way that I sleep that night. When I go to bed, am I anxious? Am I really tired? Am I still have energy? Am I depressed? Am I fearful? Am I worried? Am I content even? Am I trusting in God, or am I worried about tomorrow? And Solomon says that if you follow these, or you don't lose sight of these proverbs, that you won't be afraid and your sleep will be sweet. In Matthew chapter 11, Jesus is talking to a great crowd, and he invites them. He says, come to me, all who are laboring and heavy laden. Come to me. And what he says next, he says, and I will give you rest. Or maybe he would even say, I will make your sleep sweet. I will give you peace in your heart. I will give you a peace that passes all understanding. I had a friend one time say that you don't really know who you are, or you only know who you are when you're in your bed at night. When you're all alone, when you're alone in your thoughts, when you're alone in thinking about the things that you do in your life or the things that you've done in your life. And you really can evaluate yourself in your bed at night alone, thinking about, man, who am I? Genuinely, who am I? Do you go to sleep with a peace at heart on the way that you're living? Do you go to sleep with a peace in your heart about where you'll spend eternity with Christ or without? Do you go to sleep really just worried about the next day or worried about the future? Are you content in what you had done that day or the days before? My dad always says this funny proverb, and he always uses the KJV. He says, a sinful man runneth when no one pursueth. Yes, he uses the THs on the end. That's great. But I've always really thought of that a sinful man will run when no one's pursuing them. So when you're in your bed at night and you're alone, do you feel like you're just running from something? Do you feel like you're really just, man, I really hope no one knows what's going on in my life. I really hope no one knows what's going on in my mind and my heart tonight. Or do you really lie down and is your sleep sweet? And going back to Jesus, he says, come to me, all who are not being able to sleep. Come to me, all who are heavy laden, who are weary, who are laboring, who are tired, who are exhausted. And he says, I am the one that gives rest. I am the one that can give you sweet sleep. So I just wanted to challenge you guys today, or to get you to think about this and just ask you, who are you when you go to sleep at night? And do you have peace about that? Do you sleep sweet, or is it always a late night of anxiety, of worry, of maybe regret, of guilt? And I can just promise you and guarantee you that if you go to Jesus like he offers that invitation to come to me. If you go to him, without a doubt, he will give you peace. That is one of the things that the Bible promises, and that Jesus has always promised, that if you go to him, you will have peace. That doesn't mean that it'll fix all the problems that you're worried about in your bed. It doesn't mean all the money issues will go away, the marriage issues will go away, but he will give you peace, and you will have a sweet night's sleep. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope you can really think about who you are when you go to bed. And just, I challenge you to go to Jesus. The offer that he gives is for every single person to come to him.